let's look at this first, this here. So there has been some very, very recent communication that is bringing in a period of reassessment for you. Okay. This can be like news coming to light. This can be a situation that you are severing ties with another person, and you're trying to implement, moving on with your life, cutting your losses and moving on, not investing your energy in a specific venture, in a specific person, in a specific situation. So this can play out in a myriad of ways, but with the Eight of Cups, it signifies a situation we have invested a lot of time in, like 8 months, 8 years, waiting for it to pan out, having, hopeful expectations, and also dealing with a little bit of wishful thinking. I also feel like some situation has really knocked some truth, brought some truth into your environment. So some communication has really opened up the portal for you to either walk away or for you to go back and reinvest yourself. But I definitely feel information coming to light. I feel like last month, a lot of you have had a lot of financial success. You're coming into an environment or a new phase in life where you have a lot of financial stability. You have attained a lot of accolades based on your professional achievements. And you might be contemplating whether or not you should expand outward to different jobs to gain new skills, to gain new knowledge, or stay in the same job because there's a lot of security associated with it. And I feel like that can also play out in your personal situation, like in your personal life, and in every way, like your personal life or your personal relationships. Okay. So I don't like seeing this card. It's the Seven of Wands coupled with the Three of Cups. Whenever these two show up in tandem right next to each other, it usually indicates third party interference, lying, deception, cheating, and three's a crowd. So the Three of Cups here indicates a celebratory energy. It means people coming together. It means like celebration, congratulations, having some type of a reunion with friends and other people. However, when they show up in this combination, and it's interesting, Gemini got the same thing. The Seven of Swords, excuse me, not the Three of Cups, but Gemini got the same thing. So a lot of you might be dealing with a Gemini, but I feel it's like opening up the relationship to let third parties in, succumbing to temptation, being in a situation where you are either you yourself are hiding information from another person, or the other person might be hiding information from you concerning a third party. This can also play out in business ventures as well, where one partner is, as with any partnership, the energy should only flow between the partners, the people involved. But I feel like there might be room for third party to interject, to put in their ideas when they have nothing to do with the situation. So I feel like a lot of interference happening in either your business ventures, your home environment as well, opening the doors up for negative energy, pessimistic people, or even like energy interference as well overall. What I feel earlier when I mentioned there is a love that is far away, so there might be some obstacle attaining the object of your desire, mainly because they could be in another relationship, or you might have feelings that is not being revealed to the other person. They likewise have feelings for you that is not being revealed, but I feel like there are some obstacles here in trying to get something solidified, okay, because there are too many people involved in it. There are too many there are just too many there's too much hidden information that you need to be aware of. Okay, I feel like this is not coming from you. I feel it's coming from somebody else that you're dealing with. It could be an air sign: Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Now, in terms of your emotional state, we do have the Temperance card and the Empress card. Let's talk about the Temperance card. Like I mentioned, there's a lot of emotional up and down with you. This is like emotional moderation. This is self-discipline, okay? When the Temperance comes up, when the Temperance card comes up in a spread, it trumps everything because it's a major arcana. It's also, as a water sign, this is something that you want to be mindful about. Your emotional state needs to be very centered. Be very careful about overindulging. Be very careful about, overindulging in things, in people, in materialism even. but it's not the devil card, so I'm not too worried. This is more about emotional moderation, emotional control. If you are dealing with temptation, get yourself grounded, okay? If you are kind of like hurt and confused and just emotionally destabilized as a result of somebody else's action, gain back control in your own life. And you are going to have to look at, what are some of the things that I can control and what are some of the things that are outside of my limit, my jurisdiction of control. Because siphoning your energy towards people and things that in your external environment that you cannot control is going to be very, very difficult for you. I do feel something about mother. So there is a very, very strong person, and I'm seeing for some reason this is like either a mother, your mother, a mother-in-law, a woman that has your children, or you and the fact that you are a mother yourself, pregnancy, things like that. So if you are pregnant, I do feel like, some type of hormonal therapy, some type of hormonal fluctuation that might really be difficult for you to handle for this month. Gain back that emotional control, doing some, I don't know if it's, like, the deep breathing exercises, meditation and things like that to get yourself a little bit grounded. Okay. I do sense as well, there's some power struggle here. There's some sense of somebody in your life linked up with your kids, or you have, you're linked up with other people via children, via some maternal link. There's some issues about the demands that they are imposing on you. And I feel like this is an ongoing problem. It has been manifesting for the past year, and it's really restrictive in terms of your mobility, in terms of your ability to stand up to this person, and your ability to really live the life that you want, and for you to like shirk off responsibilities in order to, just take off and do the things that you want to do. So I feel like responsibility, obligations coming through, motherhood, fatherhood with the mother, with linkages with like a maternal influence in your life. Okay. Now, both of these cards indicate to me as well, this is a little bit of a spiritual guided message coming through as well. And it's basically telling you that in order for you to feel like you're in control of your own life, you have to moderate your feelings. This means not succumbing to temptation. This means trying to do the right thing. This means getting some type of an emotional flow between partners. So if you've had like a stale relationship, this is also telling you to work at your partnership, re-inject some romance, re-inject, that feeling of mutual trust and respect for one another. So you might have a person that you have children with, or a person you have children with that you're no longer speaking to. I feel that they are making their presence is somehow heavily felt in your life. And, as with any ex situation, a lot of it, there's almost that sense of hostility that we feel towards a person that we have children with that we're no longer with. So getting this situation, looking at it in a realistic light, which is, this person, I'm no longer emotionally invested in them. I'm only seeing them as the mother or the father of my child. So putting things into perspective for you is going to be very empowering. Okay. So rather than dealing with them as if, oh, this is my ex, I have to call the ex. Don't look at it like that. Out of respect for the mother or the father of your child, just say, this is the mother or the father of my child. So I'm going to treat them with the utmost respect and decency, because that's the type of values I want to cultivate in my household with my children. And I feel like approaching it like in that manner is going to be very, almost liberating for you. Looking at situations for what it is, compartmentalize our relationships with other people. I hope that makes sense. Compartmentalize our relationships with other people. Don't look at them as, the jealous ex, the hateful ex, the difficult ex, or the one who always wants money. Don't look at it like that. Just look at them as the mother, the father of your child, and how you would want somebody's mother or father to be treated. Okay, so a little bit of a lesson on how to treat others coming through. And I also feel the Empress card indicates a very strong maternal influence in your life that can be a little bit controlling in the negative manifestation. So I feel like you might be dealing with somebody, a maternal figure. I feel mainly that might be emotionally either volatile, that might be emotionally irrational. And you also have to detach yourself enough to know that, I can only control I can only control my actions. I can't control other people's emotional responses. I can't tame other people. I feel that coming through. So be accountable for yourself, your own actions, and try not to exert influence to try to control or bend other people, because that's not for our greater good. That's not for our higher good. I feel like you're dealing with someone who's very determined, very, very stubborn, very stubborn. And I feel like they're very grounded, so they know what they're doing, they know who they are, they know what they're about. Um, so they're not going to sway. You might be dealing with another fixed sign. Scorpio, you're a fixed sign. You yourself are very stubborn. And I do sense that if you have been, if people have said you are really, really stubborn, you need to, soften up a little bit. Maybe there's some truth to that. And likewise, if you have been so accommodating, so soft, and so, bending over backwards for other people, it's time for you to strengthen yourself up and, figure out what you need to do to not let people walk all over you. That's an important lesson as well, okay? Now, in terms of your financial situation, we do have some very good cards. Three of Pentacles. This is a card about working, collaborating with another person to build something of importance, of value. You might be in a profession where you are disseminating information. You're teaching people how to do things, how to improve their work, you're giving insights, you're giving like ideas so that people can build something, or you're working with them to collaborate with them to build something. And it's going to have very long lasting values for you. A lot of you might be opening up your own practice, consultancy firm. I see a lot of consultants, and you would make very, very good, consultants as well, especially on the finance front. Um, if you are It's just funny, I'm getting this astrology message. Scorpio rules the eighth house, and the eighth house deals with other people's money. um if you are like a financial investor, or if you're dealing with other people's money, you can make you can make other people's money grow really, really quickly. So if you're in that field, I feel like you're on the right track, and you can be very, very you can be like sought out and in very high demand, okay? um, I feel it's really important for you not to take risk if you're in that field, because we do have here the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is a situation where it's like an empty victory. So, for example, if you've been really shy about investing your money, and then you're asking somebody if they can invest in a business and you would make something grow, you're dealing with other people's money. So you might not be as cautious. There isn't that much risk involved because it's other people's money. And there's also less incentive for you to be responsible. So just, keep that in mind, keep that in check, and treat other people's money with respect as well, because I feel like there's this element here about some lessons coming through, and it has to be with possibly sharing joint finances, children, and things like that. So it's a very other oriented month, and you might want to be careful about how to draw the line between what's mine and what's theirs, or having to draw the line between my financial resources and what belongs to other people, so that you're not like infringing upon their financial gains and things like that. So I hope that makes sense. It's a little bit of a difficult reading. I feel like, yeah, it's a lot of information, and I'm having trouble like figuring out which direction this goes. But the Three of Pentacles usually indicates work expansion, so it's overall very, very positive. But it's linked up with this situation where I almost feel like I almost feel like in order for you to get far in life, you are going to have to work well with other people. But at the same time, I feel like in your work environment, there might be some people sabotaging your efforts, or you tell them to do something. They turn around and they've implemented none of the advice that you've given them, none of your counsel. And then they end up feeling empty handed. And they might like, I feel somebody looking on at you with envy in your work environment. Um, yeah, I feel you building your life. I feel you rebuilding things and being very, very successful. And I feel another person that might not have been, a team player, they're looking at you with envy. And I feel almost like, I don't think you need to worry about this, honestly, because I feel like they've learned their lessons the hard way. And I feel like they might even come to you for consulting, for advice. And I feel you bringing them into the fold to collaborate with them. I don't feel they're going to be a troublemaker in the future if that's the case. So, forgive, forget, and let the past go, because everybody in life, they need a chance to redeem themselves. So I feel like that's what's happening. Somebody in your work environment that might have been like really difficult to deal with in the past, they're seeing the value in you, and they're seeing how they're starting to appreciate your skills and expertise and the diligent ways in which you have conducted yourself. And they've seen that, you give very good advice. So I feel them coming back in, but the way they come back in is not like, oh, I'm very sorry for not taking your advice, or, they're not humble about it. But I feel like you might incorporate them into, your work environment. You might have to work with them on some type of a project. And I do sense that they're learning from you. Okay, they're learning from you. They're just a little bit too haughty, and they won't admit that they're wrong. But I do sense that they respect you now. They respect you greatly, Scorpios. So overall, very good energies. I'm gonna go back to this combination and see if there's anything else I'm getting here, because I want you to get, I feel like it's a very important message, but I can't exactly pinpoint it. I almost feel like, I'm gonna pull another card, and I don't do this often because usually messages comes in very spontaneously, but for some reason I just have trouble doing this. So it's linked in here with the Prince of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so once again, I think, yeah, this is now starting to hit me. Okay, so the Empress card deals with fertility. It deals with beauty. It deals with physical attraction and, the outer appearance as well. Okay, so what I'm feeling is, Scorpios, your ability to attract people is very, very high this month. Okay, and there is a little bit of a impulsion. There's a little bit of a compulsion. I'm sorry, not impulsion, compulsion to. There's a sense of like wanting to overindulge in people. Okay, you have a lot of suitors as well, and I feel like your power of attraction is very, very high. You have a lot of things coming through. You have a lot of opportunities to socialize, to overindulge. And it's basically telling you, take stock of your situation. With the Knight of Wands in the reverse, this is like charging into battle without any qualms, without hindsight, or that ability to really like analyze a situation skeptically. So be very, very careful about jumping the gun, about overindulging and getting yourself in situations that might be a little bit problematic for you. I see a compromise. I see an end to a conflict. So if you're dealing with like an ex that you have children with, I do feel some type of compromise. And what's interesting is I feel like there was a really, really strong sense of love, camaraderie, happiness in that relationship with an ex. And you're tempted, you're like reminded of the past. And it's telling you, don't jump back into this situation unless you have examined the whole history, the way that the relationship has transgressed or transpired over time. So it's basically like there's a reconciliation here. But reconciliation is not about rekindling a situation. So you want to like not jump the gun, take some time off to really fix a situation. I'm getting this message as well. A lot of you might have exes who are getting remarried, and I feel like this is going to be a very healing experience. Okay, a lot of you might have exes who are either getting pregnant, or they have a new child, or they're expecting a new child, or they might be getting married. And, you know, once again, this is the mother or the father of your child, or, you know, somebody that you had a very, very strong relationship with. So treat it as such, okay? Don't think about, you know, don't let resentment hold back anything. Don't hold on to resentment with when it comes to an ex. If they're trying to move on with their lives, if they have found somebody that they're happy with. So just let this situation play out and be the bigger person. That's what I'm feeling here with that Empress card. Somebody has some children or pregnancies or something like that in your environment, and you're getting news of this, and you're just like, I don't know what to do with this information. So um, that's what I'm sensing here. Sorry, it's a little bit of a jumbled message. Now, in terms of your advice, so this is pretty straightforward. We do have the Prince of Cups, and the Prince of Cups here is an offer, okay? And I feel this is something coming in from your end. This is an offer about reconciliation. This is an offer of friendship as well. It can also denote an offer of love. I do feel in this context, it is a peace offering. Making sense of a situation, in your head, reconciling with the situation, coming to terms with a situation, accepting it for what it is, and then moving forward with your own life. All right. So we have a very beautiful, soothing energy. And I feel like a lot of you are turning a situation around, or like moving from a past situation into something where you are potentially going to be on your own, or you have like new people that you want to devote your time, your love, and your attention to. There is also an element here of waiting. You have a reading that is quite similar to Gemini, actually. So we have the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands symbolizes a situation where we have sent out, you know, positive energies, positive vibes, positive requests to the universe, and the universe is starting to deliver. So this is like job opportunities, career opportunities coming in for you. And if you look on the horizon, there are those 5 ships that are coming in for you. So you've come to a situation where there is success, where there is a lot of hopeful energy coming through. So I feel like letting go of the past, and I feel like it's not just the physical past, but it's like the memories of the past, the resentment associated with it, the disappointment associated with it, so that you can embody this surge of new energy. It's going to bring you a lot of emotional balance, okay? So I feel overall this is a very like satisfactory conclusion type of a month, where your energy, it starts out a little bit wavy and a little bit up and down, but towards the end of the month, there are a lot of truths that are being revealed to you, that you're coming to terms with. There's that beautiful energy of accepting yourself, accepting other people, accepting what needs to change, and accepting what needs to stay in your life. Also being like very hopeful, where you are embodying this spirit of, you know, I'm going to let the past go, and I'm going to embrace new opportunities when they come in. And then because of it, you are achieving a state of like physical, emotional, spiritual, even financial balance. Okay.